Hello, welcome to Game 2 of the match, SSounder versus Sportingelijah in the medium games finals. Sportingelijah goes first this time. Let's see if either player notices the Quarry Cavalry interaction. I think once one of them sees it and starts going for it, the other one will immediately notice it.
Bounty Hunter Fishing Village.
I mean, I guess you get a fishing village. It's kind of sad to open with a village, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's like also a silver.
Yeah, silvers feel especially bad here because I don't want treasures in my deck other than quarries.
Well, I just mean it gives economy early on. I'm going to have so many cavalries in my deck. But they seem fine.
Yeah. The format is first to 3.5 wins. Or first to win a game if it's tied after 7. If that's what the question was. So it's basically first to 4.5, but you could get to 3.5 to 2.5. What are we doing on the 6? I could Cavalry. Yeah, we've got cards. We've got a treasury we'd like to see, right? I guess we got a second bounty hunter. That seems odd to me. I'm kind of okay with Ranger. I want to add Rangers to the deck for the plus buy, but maybe.
Second bounty hunter, I have treasure.
Yeah, the bounty hunter should exile 1 copper and 3 estates, and then its job is done until provinces come around. Or maybe you exile horses and then gain them back with cavalry or something. That's always fun to do. SSounder's bought quite a few cavalries already. We have to worry about starting to spin with cavalries. Which you sometimes do. You spend all your money on cavalries and your deck is just cavalries. Okay, Elijah's got the Quarry. I think they need Minstrels now to start sifting for the Rangers. Seems like the best use of terminal space. I guess they've got the fishing villages, but I think Minstrel is a much more efficient way. And you guarantee you find your Rangers, and then Rangers will discard all those coppers or grab all those coppers that you've discarded. Yes, let's go. Cavalries. Get another one. Okay. I'm okay with Minstrel Ranger there. That's a decent set of buys. I feel like Elijah's with the Quarry is just crushing now.
They also have a fishing village in place. Next turn.
Yeah. It is nice with the Rangers to have overlapping fishing villages just to make sure you've got stuff. But you can also, potentially with quarries, do some tricks with... I think this should be exile the cavalry? You can always get the cavalry back if you need to. But it looks like we're going to get it back anyways.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah, do we buy another quarry this turn? Ooh, they top... They top deck the Ranger. I would have definitely wanted to flip the token over and get the buy because stuff is so cheap here. You can buy Fishing Village, Ranger, Minstrel. But now they've only got 2, so I think this should be Minstrel, Ranger, I guess. But they didn't flip their token over, which is quite sad. And they don't have the Duration Village, which is also sad. This is a spot where SSounder should definitely consider bounty hunting either a horse or, I guess, a cavalry. Yeah, I mean, I think you prefer... if they don't find... I guess if you don't find the Ranger, then you're sad no matter what. But yeah, you can bounty hunt a cavalry, buy a cavalry, and then you find the Ranger that they bottom decked. Oh, they didn't buy... Oh, never mind. Yeah. Well, that's sort of the story of the match so far. So this is definitely a spot where we should consider bounty hunting a horse. That seems like the best thing to bounty hunt.
Oh, God.
Because we're overdrawing our deck and we can trash these coppers. Okay, well then you have to buy a Quarry here as your second buy, for sure. because you need money, and you've just tried. Like, basically, we're drawing so much and so well at Sportingillahia's deck that we don't need to exile the coppers anymore. We can just trash them one at a time with Treasurer, and we can and we can bounty hunt a horse and a cavalry, and we can play a horse to get the horse out of the bounty. So we just like didn't add any money to that deck. So we've got a lot of buys, but we don't have any money. And Fishing Village is not a very good way to score a lot of money. But SSounder still doesn't have a Quarry, which means they're behind. I think bounty hunting on horses, I think, is a common pattern in Menagerie, because it's so easy to gain horses that, you know, you play the bounty hunter on the horse, you get +3 coins, you play the cavalry, you get the horse back. And, you know, this kind of kingdom where we have extra horses in your deck, you're pretty happy to not spend them all to have to draw. Last kingdom, we pretty much were playing them when we had them because we needed the draw. Let's see if SSounder wises up here and is able to get a Quarry.
I'm definitely like underplaying the Quarry gain and play nonsense they could be getting up to.
Yeah, so say you have 2 Quarries in play, then lots of stuff costs 0, right? You can just like buy Fishing Village, Ranger, Minstrel, Cavalry, draw it all, play it all. You've got some more buys and just go completely nuts. Honestly, as Elijah here, I want to like take a copper out of the trash, so I have more money. Oh no, bounty hunt. We did bounty hunt horse. We get 3 more money.
They took the Quarry.
We did, and now SSounder did grab the Quarry as well. It looks like, but now we have to ask: does Sportingelijah have a pile out next turn? Does SSounder have a pile out this turn with gain and play and a Quarry?
Duchy over like 2 Emporiums.
Well, the Emporiums cost.
You're right.
No, Emporiums cost 3. Duchy costs 5. Yeah, so we could have gained 2 Emporia. That seems questionable to me. So, like, this turn, it would not surprise me if Sportingelijah can pile out Cavalries, Rangers, and Emporia. The same trick I mentioned last game with Courtier, right? Works with Rangers, right? You buy Ranger, Cavalry. Oh, you need a lot of actions, but...
there are a lot of actions, but yeah.
So we put out Fishing Villages, Rangers, and Cavalries. It seems possible.
Certainly, like, exposing the Emporium pile like that. Good.
Yeah, although... Did Sportingelijah exile... Oh, they exiled the Bounty Hunter. Okay, yeah, they could have had 3 more money and bought at least an extra Emporium. ST, Carl, so I want to exile a horse every turn of the game. Like, I want to bounty hunt a horse, then play cavalry, then bounty hunt another horse. Like, every just like free, like, my economy is coming from bounty hunting horses. So it's a classic Western trope. SSounder needs to track deck here and figure out what those last 4 cards are, because they can buy cavalries here for cheap.
Well, they used all their action. Which they didn't have to, for sure.
They could have held the Ranger in check until they decided on the cavalry tricks. They still can undo back to that point, it's all. There's no draw has happened. Okay. So hard to imagine there not being a pile out here for Sportingelijah. My guess is that they've seen the cavalries cost 0, which is why they bought the second Quarry, which we can draw here. We've got a lot of actions. We can bounty hunt the duchy.
Yeah, they have it now.
So they just buy 5 cavalries. They're left with 5 buys. They buy
Rangers too.
Buy 2 Rangers, 5 cavalries, play the 2 Rangers, and then buy Ranger and 3 Emporia. It seems like a pile out.
Sounds right.
There's a lot of leeway they have here.
Like they didn't have to play the treasure.
It's somewhat unintuitive, like, to count the Rangers that you haven't bought yet. So it's not a trivial to, like, I'm counting things that I haven't bought yet. The math is somewhat complicated. It looks like, though, Sportingelijah has seen it. I wonder if they're now thinking back to the first game and wondering, wait, didn't we have Quarry in the last game? Well, that's a pretty sweet pile out. Nicely spotted by Sportingelijah, and we're tied at 1, moving on to game 3.
Yeah.